Hello. This is Mr. Aliyah from Tokyo. You're listening to the X and Y show. If you don't like it, very good show. If you don't like the show, fuck you.
The opinions expressed on the X and Y show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings. Welcome to another show of the XY Show. I'm your host. I'm Roosevelt. Welcome. I must apologize. You guys know that I've been off for, 3 weeks? And for those of you who've been listening to the show, you know why. I'm not going to explain it again. You know, I'll tell you a little bit. I'm trying to get the fuck out of Florida. I'm serious. And it's taking a toll on me. I'm doing after I record this episode, I'm going to get online and do some things and see about, getting the fuck out of here. I hate Florida with all my heart. And for those of you, I'm born and raised in Miami, but this place always been fucked up. But when I was a kid, it was better. The winters were better. It used to get cold in Miami. I mean, not like Chicago, no shit. But we had winters, it was cold. A lot of cold fronts used to come through, and hurricanes never came. When hurricanes were a threat, people had parties, like hurricane parties. They never hit until Andrew, and then that changed everything. But, I have not been to a beach since high school. I'm talking over 25 years ago. I mean, so why am I here? It's expensive. I'm not going to go through it. I hate Florida. It's too damn hot, too expensive. And I just got to get the fuck out of here. So unfortunately right now, by doing so, I'm tired and shit, I come home from work, then I'm looking to get the fuck out of here. And then by the time I'm looking online, and cause I got to do the not, closest perfect as I can. I don't want to go to another fucked up situation, cause the next place I go, that's it. That's home until I get laid to rest. So I want it to be right, and I don't want to just move anywhere. So I got to be careful. A balance. Yeah, you should have always a balance. Are you happy financially? You happy socially? Professionally? If you're happy in all of them, that's great. If you got 2 out of the 3, that's great. But if you got none, I mean, I make good money, but I think, there's a lot of fucking idiots that I work with that are getting paid more than me. And I know a lot of you say, don't worry about what the other people are doing. Well, fuck you. Yes, I do. Shit. I don't like fucking idiots making more money than me. That and socially is fucked up here where I am in Florida. I'm not in Miami anymore. So it's not good. If you're not married, you fucked. Everybody married. Everyone, all the women, if they look halfway decent, they're married or they fucking somebody. So, it's hard. It's expensive and it's hot all the fucking time. Then now hurricane season right around the corner. So fuck Florida. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here at least before hurricane season set in deep. So if I can be out of here by August, that'd be great. But we'll see. So anyway, that's why I've been away. But I have to become more disciplined. I've been doing this a long time, and so I got to stay disciplined. I'm supposed to release a show once a week, and that's what it has to be, no matter what I'm doing. So I got to get better. So I apologize for my hiatus this time. I said I wouldn't do it anymore until, the Burr months. And, I'll take another one and then the Burr months, start up and, but anyway, so that's where I am. But shit, I'm human. You got to give me some credit. Give me some leeway. It is what it is. So I'm here now. And that's the important thing. So that's what you should be happy that I'm back. And I'm not giving up. I'll tell you guys when I'm not doing this shit no more. But I don't think that's going to be for a long time. So you don't have to worry about that. X and Y show would always be around. I know all the ladies just smiling. I can't stand his ass. Anyway, I want to talk about this story about the J.P. Morgan story. It's supposed to be true. Some people say it's made up. Well, I think that shit true. And I'm like, why do always the fine-ass women go after these goofy motherfuckers? The dude that she went after looked like he's goofy. Now, and I guess that's why she went after him, because if he was a real man, she would have never gone after him. If he was an alpha or even a beta male. I don't know what his ass is, but, she went after someone who she can control, And now this motherfucker, like, crying and she molested me and she made me have sex with her and what? That girl is a 8.59 if I'm drinking. I just don't get it. I don't get these punk ass little kids when these fine ass teachers giving them some pussy and they go out telling everybody, and next thing you know, the teacher getting arrested and now your pussy gone. I mean, you just get some good pussy. These old punk motherfuckers talking, telling a friend, well, I fucked Miss Crabtree. Oh my God, I fucked her. Oh. And next thing you know, let me tell you something. I had some teachers that I really wanted to fuck from the 4th grade, even before I knew about fucking. I had some teachers from the 4th to the 12th that I really want to fuck. And if I see them today, I still want to put a dick in them. But, I wouldn't have told nobody. Do you hear me? I wouldn't have told nobody. These little punk-ass kids, punk-ass little dudes go around and they stick their dick in and they just get crazy. They go telling everybody. Next thing you know, their parents find out. Their parents find out, they go to the school. The school get involved and the teacher get in trouble. Next thing you know, she going to prison. And you could have been getting all that good pussy for nothing. He wasn't. The kids don't pay for anything. They don't have to take the women out on a date and shit. If anything, they getting money from the teacher. Hey, Johnny, you need $20 from, some, I was going to say Jordans, but shit, ain't no Jordans. The laces may cost. But they might say, like, you need some Jordans, I'll give you $200 or whatever. Or you You want to go out to dinner? I'll bring you a steak or whatever. Then you get some good pussy. You don't have to do nothing but just sit there and lay there. Why the fuck you opening your mouth? These punk ass kids of today. I wish one of those teachers would have gave me some pussy. I wouldn't have said nothing to nobody. Until this day, nobody would know that I've been fucking Miss Crabtree. And these little punk ass kids, as soon as they get wet, they telling everybody. Then they fuck up a good thing. Anyway. So, if the executive from JP Morgan, if you hear this, contact me. I won't tell nobody. I'll be your boy toy. See, she won't contact me because she knows. But, get into that. And, that I said all of that to prelude into this episode of tonight. What I want to talk about. And it's related. Because I think it makes people crazy. And that is sex. I want you to think about, what if you were, let's just say tonight's episode is going to be, what if you had remained a virgin until you got married? So that means everybody before they got married, whatever age you got married, 24, 25, 30, you stayed a virgin. You stayed pure white. So when you wore your white dress, ladies, it actually was a dress color that you should have worn. Because some of you damn women shouldn't have been in white. You should have been in green and blue and purple, aqua. A lot of 9 out of 10 of you weren't pure, and the guys too. Nobody's pure anymore. No one is pure anymore. Most of the men, most of the ladies who get married today, and I say most, not all, but most of them are not virgins. So I ask you a question. Think about, what if, not just you, but what if everyone remained a virgin until marriage? Would it be a better world? Would it be a better world? Think about it. And I know a lot of you saying, I can't do it without sex. I need some pussy. I got to get some pussy. I can't do it. No. Ladies, I got to have my dick. Oh, no. I got to have one in my mouth at least once a week. No. X and Yers, think about it. I'm talking about, see, now you're thinking with a mindset that you know what you're missing. You know how pussy feel. It's difficult. It'd be difficult to give up pussy now. And a lot of you are, celibate, and abstinent, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But you still not right. You got to do all kind of shit to get your mind off of pussy. And same thing with ladies. When they go celibate, or abstinent, whatever the fuck you want to say, they got to get their mind off of pussy. And a lot of women can't handle it, because a lot of women walk around crazy as hell, and they don't know they're crazy as hell because they have a lack of dick. And it's hard when you've already had it. I'm talking about, think about if you don't know how good pussy is. You don't know how good dick is. Think about before, when you were a virgin. Now, you had your desires, your hormones when you were, you preteen and you went through puberty, but you still hadn't had that first nut. And I'm talking about if you didn't do anything, like guys, you didn't play with your dick. Ladies, you didn't, put fingers in your ass and stuff. I'm saying, if you didn't do anything sexual until you got married, would it be a better world? Would it be a better world? And I'm going to go ahead and say yes, it would be. it would be a far better world. I think sex, unmarried sex, when you're not married I think is one of the worst things that a person can do, because once you've done it, you really, it's hard to go back. It's almost like once you once you killed something, you can't bring it back to life. You can't go back. It's impossible. And we go through our lives striving to get that first feeling of that first nut. Oh my goodness. Fellas, do you remember that first nut? When you first got that first nut, I thought I was going to have a seizure. I've been looking for that. Now, I had some good pussy now. I had some real good pussy. But never I've had anything that matches that first nut. That first nut, you would never, I don't think you can ever. Now, you can go without sex for 6 months, whatever. You can get a really, really good nut. But it still will never match that first nut. Ladies, same thing. When you come for that first time and you don't know what the fuck going on, you just know it feel good when that clit getting touched and that dick going in and out of you, and you feel good, and you feeling you coming all over the place, and you never fulfill that feeling ever again. Now, you get some good nuts now, but it's never the same as the first one. And that is a thing that should be saved for the person you love, right? Not just some knucklehead or bimbo on a first one night stand. That beautiful act should be saved for the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And that's, when I think about a lot of stuff in the Bible, you're not supposed to have sex, fornication. And, when you think about it, it really makes sense. Because I believe that premarital sex is a problem in society that affects us all. And if we remain virgins until we got married, I think the world would be such a better place. I'm going to give you just 4 things that I want you to think about. If we stayed virgins before, if we stayed virgins until we got married. The money factor. You can save money. Men, you won't be going out anymore. When I think about all the countless dollars that I threw away, and I'm not a clubber, but, I go out, a lot of times I don't even feel like it, but I go out trying to get some pussy. I'm going out trying to meet women, going up, trying to find a place where the women drinking and getting happy, and I can get some pussy, right? I'm spending money. You got to spend money. You got to buy drinks. You buy drinks, you're going to get hungry when you got to get some wings, got to eat. You look around, you meet somebody and y'all start talking and you're vibing. Oh, you want a shot? Yeah, I'll take one. You doing things or whatever you have to do to get some pussy. You spending money, a lot of money. Think about all the dollars, fellas, that you spent going out trying to get some pussy. And a lot of you take it to another level. You go to strip clubs, getting dances and shit, lap dances, trying to get pussy, trying to just be next to pussy. A lot of you can't get pussy, so you're gonna be as close to it as you can, so you can smell it, you can touch it. Think about all the money you threw away in strip clubs, all the money you threw away in OnlyFans and all this shit online and porn and all this kind of stuff for pussy. Because you've had pussy and you can't get it, or it's hard to get. So you want to be as close to it as you can. Ladies, you the same shit. You spend on how much money have you spent on getting your nails done every week, or your hair, trying to attract some dick, or getting silicone pumped in your ass or your titties, trying to attract dick. It's a money thing as well. And I want you to think about, ladies, you buying all of this stuff, and think about all the batteries that you go through with dildos, putting a dick in your ass. All the Duracells and Energizers you go through in a month with a dick. If you didn't know how it felt, you wouldn't be doing that. Think about all the money you can save. Fellas, think about all the money. If pussy meant nothing to you because you didn't know how it felt, you didn't experience it before, you didn't experience that first nut, so you're not craving, you're not fiending for it. But when you're fiending for it, you like a drug addict. You like an alcoholic. You got to have that drink. You got to have that hit. You got to have that piece of ass. Once you get it once, you got to go back. You might be able to go. A lot of you motherfuckers, I ain't had no pussy in a year, man. I'm practicing a new lifestyle. I'm celibate and abstinent and all this shit. It's bullshit. That's a temporary thing. And all that mean is you can't get no pussy. That's all that mean. You just can't get no pussy, or you just ain't ran across the right motherfucker. You ain't ran across the right woman to throw that pussy on you, and all that bullshit go out the window. Same thing with women. I'm practicing a new lifestyle. I've been selling for 5 years. That shit ain't normal. Once you've had a taste of dick, you can't go back. You can't unclean. you can't virginize yourself. It's gone. So you might as well keep going. You've already been popped. So that's the money thing. That's the money thing. If we were to stay virgins until marriage, how much money could we save? That's the first thing. Now, the second thing, health and mental. Like I said before, women walk around crazy as hell, needing dick, because they done had some dick before. They need it, but they can't get it. Maybe they gain weight. Maybe they losing their hair. They're not physically attractive anymore, where they can't get dick like they used to. So they walk around, they crazy as hell, they miserable, they mean, then they start saying dumb shit. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. I want a man. That's bullshit. When I hear a woman say that, I say, damn, she hurting. You women give yourself away. When you be talking all that bullshit, no, I don't need a man. I just want a man. What? That don't even make that shit don't even make sense. I don't need a man. I just want a man. They think they be saying some shit like, like some strong philosopher or some shit. Like some, past Socrates or some shit. That shit ain't deep. That's dumb. When I hear them say that shit, I say, damn, she hurting. I don't need a man. I want a man. A lot of women walking around crazy as hell. They need dick but can't get it. They can't get it. Now, what if they hadn't had that dick ever in their life? They still a virgin. They wouldn't be walking around crazy as hell. They wouldn't be walking around miserable. And they wouldn't be saying dumb shit like they don't need men. Because it wouldn't be affecting them. because they don't know what they would be missing. Guys, same thing. A lot of men walking around scarred from jacking their dick every day. You know, going home, you know, spending money on porn books and OnlyFans, jacking their dick, looking at a computer, you know. Same thing. They're jacking their dick and they becoming depressed. And then a lot of these motherfuckers taking it to the next level. They get really depressed, become murderers and rapists. There's studies to prove that many crimes by men are committed because of lack of sex. They're not getting no pussy. It's really that simple. Google it. I'm not bullshitting you. There are men out there who become murderers and rapists because they can't get pussy. That's no bullshit. Do the research. Now, I want you to ask yourself, if that man hadn't had any pussy, he probably wouldn't become a murderer. Probably wouldn't become a rapist. But they had that pussy, now they can't get it. Maybe they gain weight. They fat. They ugly. Who knows? But they can't get pussy. They ain't had pussy in years. One day they flip. You know? On a date or something, the women take them out on a date. They think they getting some ass. The next thing you know, the woman just pecking them on the cheek. Okay, good night. You know? And Igor say, hell, good night. What? Next thing you know, Igor on trial for rape. But if Igor would have never had that piece of ass ever, he's a virgin, he wouldn't know what he's missing. He wouldn't take that chance on his life being ended by raping someone. You don't know how good pussy is. So that is the health and mental. Look how fucked up it make us as a whole, as two sexes, as the men and women. Both are fucked up. Everybody trying to fuck each other. Everybody trying to get that next nut. All right, that's the second one. The third factor that I'm going to give you, past relationships, worrying about your past relationships of your partner, right? Now, I know, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you know, think about this. I'm going to be graphic. Fellas, think about your wife. Think about all that she does for you when y'all fucking. She suck your dick, lick your ass. I don't particularly like that. I don't like nobody fucking with my ass. That's just me. But some guys, they swear on it. But I don't like that. But I'm just giving you an example. So, guys, think about it. You know, your lady, she suck your dick good. I mean, she suck your dick, she ride it, and, you know, your lady do everything. She does everything, you know, and let you get on top of her and put your dick in her ear and her mouth, and she just let you come on her face, and she does it all. You know, y'all have good sex. So think about, now you've been married 5, 10, 15 years. I don't know. 20 years maybe for some of you. So you've met some of your wife's exes. And you know your wife wasn't a virgin when you got married. So, you know, and you know that if you met one of her exes or 2 or 3, you know, all of them fucked her, right? All of them had their dick in their mouth. All of them got their asses licked. All of them had nut on their face. So your wife, if she's doing all that for you, she's done it for her exes, right? It's that shit plural. It ain't singular. y'all hear me when I'm talking about? Y'all hear me? It ain't singular. It's plural. I ain't saying I'm not saying she got many or numerous, like hundreds of, there's 5, 10, 10, that's enough. Some got a lot more than that. A lot of you motherfuckers are, man, that's in the past. I'm a man enough to, I'm not around. That don't bother me. And shut up. I try not to think about, that's why I don't want to meet my girl's exes. Fuck that. I don't want to meet that motherfucker. Just keep him out of my face. Because I know he fucked her. I know he done the things to you that I do to you. I don't want to meet that motherfucker. Keep him out of my face. A lot of you damn women love to do that shit. This is my ex-boyfriend. So fellas, think about that. If your wife would have saved herself, she wouldn't have had 10, 15 other guys' dicks in her mouth. You think about all the exes your wife done had, 10, 15, 20, that been, 15, 20 dicks in her mouth. 20 chemical DNA of cum on her face. In her ass, in her ear, whatever. All of that. Because she didn't stay pure. Ladies, it's the same thing. Your man, he wasn't a virgin when y'all got married. So everything he allows you to do to him, he's done for another woman. He's had many exes, 5, 10, 15, 20. You know that he allows you to sit on his face and nut all in his mustache and nut all on his face. Eating your pussy till it's dry. So all of his exes, they've sat on his face. Every time you with him, you eating pussy of 15, 20 other women. You eating pussy of past women. Now, what if your man would have stayed pure? What if he would have stayed a virgin until he got married? That mean when you get together with your husband, you would have been eating pussy. And he wouldn't have been sucking dick from the dicks that been in your mouth. What they say, the old saying, you having sex with the people that your mate has had sex with. So if she had sex with 8 people, you having sex with those 8 people. If he had sex with 8 people, she having sex with 8 people. You see how messy it get? All this dirty fucking. All this dirty fucking. All right, the last thing I'm going to say. If we didn't have sex before marriage, one thing that we're missing from the world, there'll be no STDs. You can stop right there. You can stop right there. Could you imagine a world with no herpes, no syphilis, no gonorrhea, no warts, no AIDS, HIV, none of that shit? Because nobody wouldn't be fucking. Nobody wouldn't be spreading. Now, there's some STDs you can spread by kissing, but, generally, most of them spread by fucking. So you think about if there were not premarital sex, STDs would not be in existence. If you was waiting and saving yourself until marriage from your, not having sex with men, not having sex with women, you will not, that's the best defense against STDs. When you're not fucking. When you're fucking, you're exposing yourself. And a lot of people like, oh no, I always use condoms. I had a friend, dumb motherfucker. He used to always, oh man, I always fuck with a condom. I was like, do you eat pussy? Oh yeah. You might as well not fuck with a condom. You eat pussy. You can't fully protect yourself. Now, a lot of you say, we get tested every month. Well, what about, what if they fuck somebody infected in 15 days? What you going to do? You can't regulate a person 24 hours a day of their lives. You don't know what's happening. And that's how a lot of this shit's spreading. People think they're in monogamous relationships, but they're girls out fucking other people. They're guys out fucking other women. Everybody fucking each other. It's a dirty world. No STDs. Can you dig it? Can you imagine a world with no STDs? Or STDs would almost, it'd be an afterthought. Hardly nobody would have syphilis. Hardly no one would have AIDS and HIV and gonorrhea and warts on their damn genitals and all that kind of shit. That shit would be an afterthought. It'd be a rarity, like 1% of the population. 0.2%. Because nobody would be fucking until they were married. Can you dig it? Could you imagine that? So all I want to do is, I want you to think about it. A lot of you listen to my voice. You're not virgin. Women, you've been fucked many times. Think about if you had waited. Do you think your life would have been better? I'm going to ask you the question. What do you think? You know you better than anyone else. Guys, if you had waited, a lot of you have been with a lot of women. If you had waited, do you think your life would have been better? Some of you been burned. Some of you had penicillin in your ass. Some of you had a cotton swab up your dick. All of that. Do you believe your life would be better if you had stayed a virgin? Some of you walk around with a lot of stuff worse than that. You got to take a pill for the rest of your life. You got to, you carry luggage around like herpes. You got that shit for life. If you had stayed a virgin, you wouldn't have it. That's all I want you to do. Think about it. How much money could you save your health and mental no STDs and not worrying about past relationships? That's a lot of stress that you don't have to worry about anymore. Just because you was looking for another nut. That's what it ultimately comes down to. You're looking for that next nut. And a lot of times when you get that next nut, you're not even fulfilled because you don't even like the motherfucker. You just wanted to fuck something. Nutting should be with someone who you care about. Period. It's really that simple. So those of you who aren't virgins, I want you to ask yourself, if I had stayed a virgin, would my life be better? And for those of you listening to the sound of my voice, if you are a virgin, women, men, I'm gonna beg you right now. Listen to me. Stay that way until you're married. Experience that with someone who you say I do with, and that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. Get that first nut together. Stay pure together. On your honeymoon night, when you suck your man's dick, you know his dick ain't been in no other pussy but yours. You know he haven't did anything with another woman. He hasn't. When you kiss him, you're not eating another woman's pussy but yours. Same thing, guys. When you with your woman on your honeymoon night, you stick your dick in. Your dick is the only one that been in there. When you stick your dick in her mouth, that's the first dick that been in her mouth. Could you dig that? Could you imagine that? That even sounds beautiful. I have tears in my eyes right now. But that's something that I will never experience because I didn't wait. I wish I had. How much better would my life be if I had waited? How much better would your life be if you had waited? Think about it. That concludes another episode of the XY Show. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will definitely be back next week. I promise. No more breaks. Maybe another break here and there, and then the bird months and so forth, but no more long breaks. So thank you for joining me tonight. I want to thank you for being a faithful listener. Be sure to check out any old episodes that you may have missed. You can check me out on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com. And I'm on Instagrams, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, all that shit. So follow me, send me a note, say hello, how much you're enjoying the show, and I would definitely appreciate it a whole lot. So without further ado, I will see you next week, and I'm going to get on my computer again and try to get the fuck out of Florida. But in the meantime, I want you always to remember, stay a virgin. And you cannot have love or lust without X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.